And of course, it's my favorite cow. Come back, come back. I think I'm gonna give him some bright orange racing stripes. At the end of the day, I kind of have to make some money too. My tax guy is not going to be impressed this year. Great news, guys. I got her fixed now. All right, good morning. It's a Sunday morning. I had no plans to pick up the camera. We're moving my dad today. I just came to give water. I got a cow laying out in the pasture by herself. That doesn't happen, so we gotta see what's going on. And of course, it's my favorite cow. Temple, what's the matter, honey? Are you okay? Can you get up? Can you get up, sweetie? Can you walk, sweetie? I'm gonna just give her some Flunixin for now. It's an NSAID. I can't see anything wrong with it. Like, it's not dangling, she's toe touching, she's bearing a little bit of weight on it. I can tell where it's hurting her, like when I run my hand down. So for now, I'm just gonna give her this anti-inflammatory, see how she does. She did end up getting up and walking all the way over to the water. I mean, she's limping pretty bad, but she was making it. So she's my most cooperative cow. If she lays down, I might be able to get the nose leader on her and then tie the nose leader to her leg and give her her IV that way. Maybe, maybe not. When you have like a down cow with like milk fever or something, they're so cooperative because they're just, they just can't fight you, but she can fight me. Gosh, I don't want to make her walk all the way down here to get her in the headlocks. Move all those gates. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'll run back there, see if she's laid down yet. If she has, I'll give it a whirl. If not, I'll have to wait for my husband to get home. I think he'll be home in like 2 hours. So she's still not laying down, so I'm just gonna wait, I guess, until my husband gets home and hope she lays down by then. I'd really like to just do it out here instead of making her walk all the way back to the barn and over the hill. It looks like they're out of hay, which I didn't realize, so I am gonna have to give them hay here soon. If I can get her to the bale ring, I can nose lead her and tie her to the bale ring, and once the bale is in there, she won't be able to pull, so that I can work with. You like them booty scratches, and then you can keep, once you got her tied up, you can
above her knee,
pull it under and then wrap it around once and then just hold up tight on it, and then resume the booty scratches. Good morning. So the boys today definitely need to get moved somewhere else. I'm like completely out of forage up here. They aren't living on much. So I gotta get them moved, and I gotta go pick up the girls right now from the neighbor's house. I'm gonna be fighting some rain today. This is like the first rain we're gonna have had in a long time. It is October and it has been 88 degrees, 87 degrees for like the last week. I'm so over it. I want fall weather. It's been so dry and so warm for October. I really want some nice cool weather to get some projects done. I've got a cow who injured her leg yesterday, so we're gonna go back and look at her, see how she's doing. And then I've got somebody interested in buying some does and then just some bucklings for meat, so I need to do some evaluations, see if I've got any that kind of fit the bill for him. Hello. You guys are really cute. Nora's trying to get in on this. You got a little mud on your face there, sweet pea. I'm just hoping it's some soft tissue damage. I gave her an NSAID IV to help with some inflammation and give her some pain relief. I went with the IV because it works so much quicker. And then today I can switch her to an oral. So I'll just give her some dry molasses and put a bunch of tablets in a pan with the molasses, and she should lick it up. Last night when I came out to do chores, she had walked all the way up to the front of this other pasture up by the barn. So that at least tells me that without being forced, she has the will to get back and forth and the ability. Her calf was kind of mad and was like, went up to her. She was laying like this last night, and her calf went up to her and was just trying to nurse off of that exposed quarter there. When I fed hay yesterday, I moved it as close to this side as I could get, so she's close to the water and she doesn't have to walk far to eat. If she was down, I would definitely like have food and water in front of her immediately. But because she chose to walk yesterday, like farther than she had to when she had food that was closer, that tells me it's like she's not doing too bad. She's got a couple hours before she can get that next dose of NSAID, so I'm gonna just leave her laying down, and when I come to give her that, if I haven't seen her up yet, I'll make her get up just so I can kind of see how that's looking. So her calf is the little white-headed one there, that black baldy, black-ish. She's kind of brown. So I'm really hoping she gets up a little more because I don't want that calf falling behind. I may actually feed her a little bit of grain with her NSAID. Even though she can get up, she's not going to spend nearly as much time up and eating and grazing and standing at the hay feeder as she normally would. And she's feeding a calf right now, and I want her to like give that leg a rest as much as possible without having to sacrifice her protein and energy. So if I feed her a little bit of a concentrate, just to keep her milk production up and keep her body condition up while she's nursing this leg along, I'm gonna do that. I was just leaving the pen and she decided to get up. So oh, you're leaking milk over there. Yeah, so you can see, like, she really doesn't have any type of inflammation that I can see. It has looked to me like this hip has a little inflammation in it, but I think it is also just how she's holding it. Like, it's just sticking up more because she's not putting weight on it. Nora! Oh, mom's standing up. You're gonna get a good nurse in? At this point, it's kind of a wait and see. Cattle just have so dang much weight on it too. You know, goats can walk around like a three-legged cat can. You know, they don't have a lot of weight on it. So I was all set up to move my bucks to the back of the property, but I think I'm changing my mind. So there's like a crescent shape parcel across the street. I think it's only an acre and a half. And that was also for sale when we bought this property. Well, come to find out later, they had at one point tried to reparcel, because our property, the neighbor's property, and then that little chunk across the street, they tried to reparcel it into 3. It wasn't approved by the town board, but they put it up for sale anyway. Well, they weren't able to sell. Oddly enough, our title company never caught it, did the title work, and never questioned it. Our town board knew about it, thought we knew about it. And then when we went to go get our building permit, they were like, well, what are we going to do about that parcel across the street from you? And we're like, wait, what are you talking about? It eventually got transferred over to us because the previous owner was not allowed to sell it. It's an outlot of this lot. So the problem is it's all butted up against state land over there. And while this is not necessarily the time of year to start putting goats over there because people are bow hunting, we usually don't see bow hunters in here till later in the afternoon. So I was thinking about it, and I just took a walk through there, and there is enough forage for them to make a good dent in yet this year. They could probably work at it for a couple hours every day. So I think what I'm gonna do is just in the morning, move them across the street into that little section, leave them there most of the day, and then pull them back over here like in the afternoon, and I'll just give them a little bit of hay for the afternoon and to get them through the night. So I'm gonna go ahead and move them in my app. It's pretty easy. I just do move from pasture to pasture. I'm moving them from this one, I'm moving them to that one, confirm. Sometimes it loads in like 30 seconds. Sometimes it loads in like 10 minutes. Over the last 3 months, I've noticed the collar speeds of loading have been going much, much quicker than it used to be. I think they've done see, it's ready already. So I think they've done some updating to these collars. Something they've done in the software to definitely improve how quick that loads, because that has been a serious frustration for me. Grabbed a little bit of grain in the bucket to shake to get them across the street. I also grabbed some livestock marker. I think I'm gonna give them some bright orange racing stripes. They should be sheltered. It doesn't hurt to give them a little bit of visibility. All right, boys, ready? Come back, come back. Come on, Kathy, you come too. Come back, come back. Gosh, I wish I had 2 right hands. I'm very, very right-handed. So my left hand is pretty useless. All right, come back, come back. All right, boys. A new adventure. First time across the street. Patchy, come on. All right. I'll just leave that bucket there. Oh, make sure you spill it. Fight over it. All right, says they've all been successfully moved and registered. Shows them over here so you can see on my phone. They are all successfully registered, and this is where they are now. They actually hate livestock marker and are like scared of the sound, so they'll probably run away. See. if you're new here and you wonder like, what on earth do I always have happening behind me? Let me give you a quick rundown. We moved to this property 5 years ago. I was already doing a small market garden. I had a CSA, I sold vegetables. The livestock were really just for ourselves. I moved here with 4 does and their kids, 2 steers, and the plan was to get a few more beef cattle, sell beef. And really the reason we got beef was for land management, because we ended up purchasing more land than we had expected to. The goats were always just going to be for me, for meat for ourselves. I didn't really plan on doing much more than that. And after 3 years of being here and establishing gardens and like working towards building that side of the business, I also sell vegetable seedlings. I have a sale every spring. I realized that to scale to the size that I needed to be profitable, like I was gonna run myself into the ground 6 months of the year and then not have that much to do the rest of the year. I needed something more consistent throughout the year and a little less labor intensive. Gardening for other people is not as enjoyable as providing for your own family. I have had a lot of diet changes over the last several years because of sensitivities. I actually just don't do that well with vegetables anymore. I've gone to mostly animal based, and it's really not that appealing to put your heart and soul into a product that you really can't utilize. I prefer animal husbandry, and my husband knows that, and he really pushed me to like, Angela, you love the livestock, why don't you just do that? And I have struggled with the idea of raising livestock because like there's a much higher overhead. You can market garden on a shoestring budget. You can get away with not having infrastructure. You can do that with animals too, but also I care about myself and I want to work in a barn in the winter. The plan completely changed from the time we were planning this farm, and every single year we've been here, it has evolved. And I think we finally have nailed down like what works for us. Beef cattle, I'll never have more than 5 cows and their calves and last year's calves, right? So I'm topped out at that. And we decided to grow the goat side of the operation. It's just really reasonable for me to be able to do goats on my own because of their size, because I can handle them myself. And they're more versatile. We have a lot of brushy land, and as I form relationships with neighbors, I'm accumulating more land that I can graze. So it makes sense. And I love the goats. I've been in like retaining mode. All I've been doing for the last couple years, saving every doeling I have, retaining it and breeding. So when we changed the plans, we had to change what we were doing with this barn. What we initially had was basically goats on this side, cattle on that side. We wanted to get the cows out of the barn. It was too small of a pen. It was just labor intensive the way we were doing it. So we built this cattle barn here. The plan with this is the cattle, we've got 11 headlocks on this side, and then this side, this can be a cattle bunk if we wanted to, if we took this out, but we can feed the goats out of here. Then we have these gates that can divide, so we can put the bucks in on this side in winter, bucks, and possibly like some bucklings that aren't ready for market, whatever we want to do. Cattle on this side. We have 5 pastures, and 3 of them are accessed right from here. Our old barn went to right where that garage door is, that wall there. That's where it was. And this year we were able to bring these trusses out and extend the barn 27 feet. My greenhouse is in there. I will still utilize that as a greenhouse, but we're also going to utilize that for kidding in winter time. We had to put an overhead door in so we can get in to clean out manure out of there. This last pen will be 32 by 27. This pen will have a little bit of a notch out of it, and then the bunk will start here. So while we had the pens there and the bunks ran this way, like that one still is, the bunks are gonna run along this side. This will have a handling area set up in the corner, and then I have the ability to make a small pen for like either a sick pen or for some weanlings or whatever I want to do there. So we don't have much dry hay this year, but this will be for now for dry hay, and then we'll be able to fit another row in here, and then we'll have about a 5-foot walkway through here. So then the next pen will start here, and that'll come over, so that'll be 18 by 20, and then this bunk will get moved, and then this will be another pen, and that'll be 27 by 20, and eventually we'll have a small area that is 18 by 12, I think. I will be able to put either a creep pen or some sick pens or something, just that's gonna be more like temporary pens. My husband has put off building his shop. You've seen in the background, occasionally some block gets laid. 2 years ago, he was working on starting his shop. He's got like the back wall started there. He's done most of this part this summer. So that's gonna be like a main shop, and then like a wet bay on one side, that like if we needed to spray stuff down, he's gonna have a lot of drains in there. We can do any butchering in there that we wanna do, painting booth, whatever you wanna do with it. There's also gonna be a like just a storage bay on the other side of it. So he has put off building his dream shop to make this possible for me. He works 2 full-time jobs and then works on this when he has time on the weekends. So, and it seems like there's stuff everywhere, and there is, because like there's mortar sitting in here all the time, and we've got building materials that he, you know, like he finds stuff that he can use, like ventilation stuff, and that'll go in the shop someday, but we got to jam it in somewhere. Oh God. Okay, hold on, I gotta go deal with this. Basically, that was a big walkthrough of the construction that we've been doing and the project we got going on here. In case anybody wonders what the flip we're doing and why it's taking so long, I need to go through some of these doughs. I have been retaining pretty much any and every dough for the last 2 years. I had somebody contact me about just buying some bucklings for processing for meat for themselves. He also inquired about possibly some doelings for some breeding stock. I'm not where I want my numbers to be. However, I'm not necessarily opposed to selling a few. Take a little time, look through them, see if there's anything I could part with. You know, it's not going to be my cream of the crop because, of course, I'm saving those for myself. At the end of the day, I kind of have to make some money too. My tax guy is not going to be impressed this year. When you're retaining like 60% of what you're producing, it's hard to make some money. I'm going to go through my group from spring, and then I've got a few out in the pasture that are from my winter group. So I'm going to go through, double check for my own, just make sure like teat structures are what I had recorded from when they were little. Sometimes as they grow older, you maybe see like an extra orifice that you didn't see before. So if I had a question mark by anybody to recheck, I'm gonna check them, and then possibly come up with some prices and take some pictures for this guy. Great news, guys. I I didn't realize that I had this on like full zoom, so I'm sorry if you've had to look at my face this close all day, but I got her fixed now. The cattle are all up kind of on this side of the pasture grazing, so I'm gonna count out that meloxicam for Temple. It's a lot of tablets. Some dry molasses, a little bit of just cracked corn. So I've been watching her. I don't know, like she seems undeterred. She's not like not grazing. She's not, but dang, it really hurts her. However, that painkiller from yesterday is wearing off. So we'll see if this helps her a little bit. Temple, Mom's got a treat for you. I gotta stand here with a stick and make sure nobody else eats it. No. Hey, hey. I see you. Eat quick, Temple. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get out of here, punks. It's an empty pan. You don't have to fight over it. Oh my goodness. Some of you have never even had grain before. You don't even know what it is. She's bearing a lot more weight on it than she did this morning. But you can tell, like, she puts all her weight on that leg and then just kind of stands with that one leaning out. I can't believe she's walking like this compared to what she looked like even 2 hours ago when I was looking at her. But yet, before I went and got her meloxicam, she was limping a lot more. So every time I look at her, it's a little different. All right, well, we'll wait and see.